If you're like me, you've experienced disappointment in your life. Maybe you're not in the job that you currently first held. Maybe you didn't get the job you first applied for out of college. Maybe you didn't get into every college that you applied to. Whatever your life looks like, you've experienced disappointment along the way as you've gotten to where you are now. I've experienced plenty of disappointment in my life, and whenever I do, I try to remember the life of Joseph. Joseph, at 17, was given a dream by the Lord. He was told that his brothers and his father would bow before him. And in his excitement as a 17-year-old, he shared that with his family. Now, they weren't really excited about what he shared with them. And so his brothers conspired to kill him. But instead of killing him, they sold him into slavery, and he ended up in the house of Potiphar. Potiphar's wife framed Joseph because Joseph would not sin against the Lord. Joseph wound up in prison. And it was there that he met some of Pharaoh's officials and he interpreted their dreams. The cupbearer said, "I will remember you when I go back to Pharaoh." When Pharaoh had a dream and the cupbearer told Pharaoh about Joseph, he was able to interpret the dream and he rose to prominence in Egypt. The time frame from when Joseph was given the dream and when he was released from prison was 13 years. So 13 years of hoping and believing that God would fulfill a promise and experiencing disappointment upon disappointment along the way. So what can we learn from Joseph's life? What can we do when we face disappointment? The first thing we can do is to seek Jesus. Psalm 16:2 says this, "I said to the Lord, you are my Lord. I have nothing good besides you." And so when I read that, I'm reminded that God is our ultimate good, not the fulfillment of a promise, not the circumstance we find ourselves in, not the success we seek in life. God is our ultimate good. And so any circumstance can be good if we realize that it is helping bring us closer to God and making us more like Jesus. The second thing is to seek the truth. God has given us His word and it is full of promises that He has made and fulfilled. You can see from creation through Revelation how God is fulfilling His promises to His people, and you can be encouraged. And then the third thing is to seek the kingdom. Matthew 6:33 says, "Seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." So when we switch our perspective from the circumstance at hand and the disappointment we're facing, and when we're looking at our situation with an eternal mindset, it helps us understand that God is doing something behind the scenes that we can't see, that will ripple into eternity. In Genesis 45, we see that Joseph's brothers have come and bowed before him. We see the fulfillment of the dream. Genesis 45, verse 4 says, "Then Joseph said to his brothers, 'Please come near me.' And they came near. 'I am Joseph, your brother,' he said, 'the one you sold into Egypt. And now don't be grieved or angry with yourselves for selling me here, because God sent me ahead of you to preserve life. Therefore, it was not you who sent me, but God.'" Joseph, in those 13 plus years, had reframed his perspective on the dream that God gave him. He had learned so much through his ups and downs and his disappointments and his hopes and his trusting in God. And he saw that it was God who sent him. It wasn't his brothers. It wasn't what they did. It was God who was sending him. So Joseph had an eternal perspective to see how God was working. As you face disappointment, look to the one who sees you right where you are and sees the fulfillment of the promise, no matter how far down the road that is. He is with you. He is working behind the scenes for His glory and for your good, and He has things for you right here in this moment as you wait for the fulfillment of what He is doing.